If you don't know who Nick Gilliposis is, or Gillipenis for my spelling, well fuck, this'll be quick to explain. He is a stand-up comedian over here in my hometown of Melbourne, Victoria, which is a part of Australia for any international viewers watching, that basically got his start from an old 1980s Aussie sitcom called Acropolis Now, which the show was set in a fictional Greek cafe called the Acropolis Cafe, but where he really got his big break was the film Wog Boy in 2000, which is about a doll bludger who becomes an overnight celebrity after being outed by Darren Hench on TV, of all people. Like, Darren, mate, were pedos dry that day? Fucking seriously.
Come on, man.
Anyways, the main subject of this review and video is Nick's next film, 2003's The Wannabes, or, as it's known in the US, Criminal Ways. I know you're thinking, Jarkova, how the fuck do you know this, like, obscure 20-year-old film? Well, it's a long story, but anyways, as a kid, I remember vividly seeing the DVD cover of the film's poster with Gillipenis's stupidly thick-ass eyebrows smirking at you like, yep, you spent money on this bullshit. Well, years later, I was over at my grandma's house one night, staying over, and decided to watch a movie. Somehow I went, yep, I'll watch this, cause the guy from Wog Boy is in it. So then I did, and laughed at how amazingly bad this film is, in that it has become a long-running joke on my old podcast, The Two Aussies, but with many friends, which I quote this one scene in that I'll mention it as we continue on with the review. With the plot of this movie, it's actually simple really, where the film starts off with a badly done flashback of the main character, Danny, as a child. Badly singing off key to You're the One That I Want from the musical Grease, which, when I say this is off key, I mean it's worse than hearing a drunk person at a karaoke bar night. The part of this film, however, will explain how Jimmy King has a lot to do with this film later on. We then cut to current day with a now older Danny, played by Gillipenis, who's a down-on-his-luck, middle-aged dance instructor, who's talentless, yet clumsy, and so therefore an awkward entertainer, whose dreams of fame and fortune have since sadly died. Here, basically, Danny gets introduced to Marcus and Stewie, to where they both propose to him and his mother the idea of working on music together. So basically, at first, Danny refuses their offer until his mother rips him a new arsehole about his failed career.
One job as an extra. Years of acting lessons. And where has it got you? One day's work in an action movie. You're a wannabe actor, just like you're a wannabe singer, wannabe dancer.
A few days later, he rocks up to the house, which Marcus tells him about how they want to start a children's group, much in the vein of Wiggles, High Five, and Hooly Doolies. Here we meet white rapper stereotype 101 and Machine Gun Kelly impressionist Hammer. Plus, this is where we also meet Ida Fisher's character Christy, who Danny is right away smitten with, of course. So after Marcus's bullshit speech of how they're all wannabes,
he said it!
We then get into rehearsals with scenes of just complete shame and embarrassment for everyone involved in this project, including Mr. Gillipenis himself. Wearing leg warmers, of course, cause shitty Flashdance reference has to be done with What a Feeling being played while he burns them. During these rehearsals, Aiden, played by Costas Kelius, doesn't want to get involved in the rehearsals, to which he loses his shit when Danny challenges him to perform, and so tries to shoot Danny, to which luckily the bullet misses him, and so rehearsals is back on. Yay! As well, we get the word wannabes said once again, cause the movie is named The Wannabes, or in America, Criminal Ways. During these rehearsals, we end up finding out their real intentions with Danny, and how they are using his dreams of fame and fortune as his weakness so that they can rob Rory Van Dyke, played by Lena Cruz, who to me as a character is a very unfunny and unoriginal racist Asian stereotype, whose character is basically a stereotype of greedy Asian women who will only marry a foreigner for their money and their money only. So after Aiden tries to kill Danny once again and fails by ending up in hospital, the others tell Danny that they want to cancel the show. But Danny, of course, still wants the show to go on, so they end up doing the show, during which, while Danny is warming up his vocals, basically Marcus and Stewie decide to steal Mrs. Van Dyke's very expensive necklace, to which they have 15 minutes to do the show and get the fuck out of there before security is called. To which, this scene honestly has become a meme for me and my old Two Aussies co-host Jency, because of how awfully hilarious it is. I'm going to play it as an example now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the Wannabes. All right.
But of course, like every badly done heist comedy, their plans are ruined by a very drunk Barney the Bear, who, you guessed it, is a Humphrey Bear parody. So then everyone at the party has to get metal detected. So to get them out of trouble, Danny basically plants the necklace on Barney the Bear, who gets taken away by security. After the plan fails, Jimmy King then tells the guys that Danny is useful and ain't worth killing. So then they become a very famous children's act, who could have known, and appear on Rove Live, which of course, Rove McManus appears in a cameo that isn't mentioned on the film's poster or the DVD release at all. So I'm guessing even Rove McManus was embarrassed by this, much like the late Bert Newton was. Mrs. Van Dyke finds out the plan Mr. King did with the boys. Also, Danny finds out Jimmy King is his biological father, which does not make any sense to the movie whatsoever, but okay. Anyways, so for Mrs. Van Dyke, as a weird form of apology, they have to kidnap Bill Gennaro, who, you guessed it, is a parody of legendary Hollywood actor Robert De Niro, played by Felix Williamson, so that Mrs. Van Dyke can get his semen for her to have his kid. But during the Oscar Awards scene, in which we get another cameo in the form of the late Bert Newton, who's sadly now chasing the great alien spaceship up in the sky. Honestly, overall, I love this scene, because not only Bert Newton says the word shit, but we get some more awfully hilarious dialogue that could have been written by a 12-year-old boy with bad acne, a pube stash, and plus, that is very horny and very sexually repent, all at the same time.
Now, there's a lot of people we'd like to thank tonight.
But we don't have time. Let's do it.
Now, Marcus, I thought we were going to do this my way.
Yeah, well, there's been a change of plan.
All right. He's being a very bad boy, isn't he, boys and girls? Now, Marcus, why don't you put that gun away?
Shut up with the all right and the stupid little jumping up and down. And the stupid suits. I've had enough.
It turns out the guys do a switch up with Danny posing as Bill so that they can get Marcus's nephew back after he's been kidnapped by Mrs. Van Dyke and Aiden. So during this shitty build up to this movie's ending, we get a cringy ass scene of Mrs. Van Dyke jerking off Danny, which has to be honestly the least funniest, lamest, and most awkward attempt at comedy I have ever seen in an Aussie film. After that cringe, we find out that Aiden is secretly into cross-dressing for some reason, which makes no fucking sense. Jimmy King finally gets married to Danny's mother, and the ending plot of this movie, Bill Gennaro gets jerked off by Mrs. Van Dyke. But if you think that's the ending, well actually it isn't. We get a Wannabes music video during the end credits. Overall, this movie is hilarious for all the wrong reasons, in that the idea, although original, which I'll respectfully give Mr. Jalapeno that, of course, but unfortunately it is so poorly executed as a parody or a comedy in that there could have been more done with this than Boomer's hella mad at children's groups being more successful these days than he is kind of material. Plus, the unfunny material here too is blatantly obvious with lazy stereotypes and toilet humor that doesn't even make sense for an adult audience, much like myself. Also, the story is weakly executed and cliched, in that it makes Boytown seem like a Shakespeare masterpiece. Honestly, I'll give this film a 1 out of 5, as it did make me laugh a few times here and there, at how something like this could ever be made, and that everyone besides Nick looks really embarrassed and ashamed to be in this mess of a film. I guess this was him wanting to probably make Wogboy 2 at the time, but not knowing how to approach it. I know, but Jarkova, aren't you going to talk about where Nick's at these days? Well, it's pretty easy actually, cause Nick's career consists of just 3 things. Constantly touring around the country when COVID isn't on, beefing with other people over their use of the word wog in their own original material.
The killer punchline delivered by Nick's lawyers.
The current use of the title Born to be Wogs is a flagrant breach of the trademark. Our client requires that you will not proceed with the sale of any tickets and that you destroy all promotional materials.
Well, hang on a minute, mate. I just gave you free tickets to my show. You're a comedian like me. You've come along, seen my final song, and then decided you call your show that only a few months later. Nah, hang on a minute, that ain't right. And in fact, Gabriel, I'm going to give you a great tip. Go and trademark the word woggy. You can have it.
Can't have the word wog all to yourself, though. What do you think you are, top wog?
Mate, I'm not the only wog in the business, mate. Pretty soon they're going to have super wog on their case, okay? Those boys officially own that trademark. You can look this up on IP Australia.
And finally, promoting the upcoming Wogboy free film, which I'm guessing is going to be Godfather free, but with wogs and shittier than the last one, which, like, don't even get me started at the cringy ass Down Under musical number from Wogboy 2 Kings of Macapenis. Hey guys, Jarkova here. I just wanted to say thank you for all the support on my videos and the very kind and very respectful feedback on the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful that people are watching my videos, even though I consider them kind of, you know, shitty, to be honest. Especially the Hooly Doolies videos I did back in May and December, which the first part of that series, or video review that I did, the first part of that review, has now received nearly 5,000 views. And honestly, I never thought that the video would be my most popular video to date, but it has been, and I'm very grateful for that, and I really appreciate the support and the kindness and the views, obviously, you know, because who doesn't want views on YouTube these days, am I right? Hopefully you enjoyed my video. I really appreciate everyone that's been watching and supporting the last couple of months to about 2 years, you know. Hopefully I can come back and make some better content, some new content, when I'm not busy with grown-up life and adulting. The wonderful world of adulting, especially for someone like me who's on the spectrum. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, ain't it? No, in all seriousness, hopefully I can come back with some new videos and maybe some documentary stuff. Hopefully I can work out some ideas on videos I want to do. I've got a few videos in the pipelines. I've got one about Jimmy Reese that I'm going to do soon, about how he responded to my my video on him that I made 1.5 years ago. And yes, I know you're wondering, oh, Jarkova, you got pubes. You got pubes, bro. Yeah, I do. I got pubes on my face. Been trying to grow my facial hair. I know it's not the best. I know I look like an ISIS fighter, but hey, I'm trying, alright? Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you liked it. You know, hopefully I can get some feedback and maybe some, you know, constructive criticism and advice on my content, maybe on how I can improve it and whatever. Anyways, again, gonna repeat myself. Say anyways 50 more fucking times, am I right? No, but thanks again for watching the video. Thank you for watching my channel and inspiring me to keep the content going. I really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful on that. Thank you. Goodbye.